I will keep it over here. So just
check, check. There it is. There's our sound. All right, what's up, Walking Dead heads? We have not seen you since April. So thanks for joining the Broken Dead. Tonight we are talking about season 11, episode 17 of The Walking Dead. The part 3. This is like bittersweet. Part 3 premiere, which is the final part of the last season. We got some news, teasers, speculation about what's come for you. So this is The Broken Dead. I'm Dylan.
I'm Quin.
And thanks for joining us once again. Appreciate you, no matter where you're watching. Check out the show every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead until it's over. Until it's over. So please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you know when we drop new videos, when we go live, and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
And oh yeah, don't forget to check out that
We froze. It finally got us.
There we go.
Didn't stop at the accounts. All right. Get cool t-shirts.
Have they
like
frozen
this?
our account? Yep. Dang it. This account has been frozen. Oh well. You guys can unfreeze our account by going to the description.
Yes.
Helping us out financially, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, don't know why I said that. Anyways, yeah, I mean, everybody else begs for money online. All right. We're televangelists of The Walking Dead. Anyways, man, it's been a long time, and it's been a long time coming. Like, we started talking about this show. That's when I started the YouTube channel. It was in 2016. I think it was 2016. Just talking about The Walking Dead, sitting in my living room.
Your hair was longer.
My hair was a lot longer. It was like down to there. Man. And go back and watch that first video. The setup was not pretty. A lot of the same stuff behind, but on different shelves, and the lighting and sound was not great. I mean, we're still having sound issues, but can't help that. Can't fix everything. But anyways, and then Quin came along, and we've been doing it ever since. But now we talk about other stuff too. So if you want to join us on Thursday nights at 9:30 Central Standard Time ish, 9:30 ish. You know our times are ish. So yeah, we talk about the MCU, and right now we're in the middle of She-Hulk, and there's only 2 more episodes.
Only 2 more. We're gonna hit the ground running and barrel through that tunnel into a whole new world. That's all I can say without getting taken down, probably.
Man, the framing on this is different than the one we usually do. Like, we're bigger in frame.
Huh? Yeah, just a tad. Feels like. Maybe it's the blood splatters.
What about spiders?
Splatters of
blood. Oh, splatters, yeah, blood splatters. This one is a little bit more adult than the MCU one.
Yeah.
But I mean, She-Hulk-ish.
She-Hulk's on the line. I
think Negan dropped the F-bomb in this.
They've been really doing it, yeah. And they just do it just like real quick, where you're like, hold on, wait, it's fine.
Did I hear what I heard? Yeah, they just bleep it out on national television because everybody watches everything online anyway. Yeah. Which I guess I'll just address this. So tonight we're going to go just a little recap, and we're going to get into episode 16 or 17 rather. And I know episode 18 is online, so next week we're going to cover 18 and 19 so that we will be caught up. Just so you know, like, we're just dads, and we do this for fun, and so like we don't always have the amount of time that a lot of other YouTubers have that just only do YouTube, or they live in their mom's basement. Who knows? But yeah, we've got family, and we got kids, and so I mean, you can help us out, and you're helping out our families, and do more of this stuff. Anyways, I got somebody out there is going to be like, yeah, I believe in these guys. One day.
One day.
One day. One day the right person's going to hear it.
Yep.
Still waiting
Wake
on that.
up to a whole... I can't do it again. But yeah, to the thing that I said like 45 seconds, a minute and a half ago.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So, if you've stayed this long, I mean, you deserve to hear that voice if you only watch this content.
I guess for the last time? Oof. All right. If you haven't left now, this is your last chance because this is your spoiler alert. In this episode of The Broken Dead, we will be talking about Season 11, Episode 17. Forgot the name of this episode. Lockdown. If you haven't watched that, you need to pause this, go watch that, and then come back. Unless you want to be spoiled. You have been warned.
That you have.
Yes. All right. Also, now that we're done with that, Season 11, Episode 17. Lockdown. Daryl and Negan rush into the There we go. Thank you, Dylan. Rush into the Commonwealth to stop Hornsby. Hornsby?
Is it Hornsby or Hornsberry?
I keep calling him Hornsby. It's Hornsby.
It's funny that way.
From going after their families, while Pamela deals with protesters demanding justice for Sebastian. Frickin' Sebastian's crimes. Mercer needs Rosita's help to fight a swarm. Herd, whichever. They do call it a swarm in Commonwealth, but yeah, herds. So yes.
Yep. So,
and that is our three major points of this. It started off like how the other parts have kind of started off, picking right, like literally almost right back up where they left off.
Yeah. I mean, we did get it was a little weird, but like the intro back in, it was like, I don't know, it was like, I was like, where's this coming from? Is this like a video where some girl is talking, and then it just jumps right into
the thing?
Daryl and Maggie, like yeah.
So what's your thoughts on that? I
thought it was a little odd. I mean, it was nice, but it was like, I don't know, it just seemed a little misplaced or odd. I don't know.
I think it's the first slow burn that we're getting. I think we're gonna get a couple slow burns each of these episodes, and it's gonna culminate into a giant resolution of something.
Like
so
reminding us,
where they've come from, how they've got here, what they had to go through to get all this.
Yeah, they showed that first scene of Rick in the hospital.
So, and it's good shots of Rick. I'm like, ooh, that's
because
hidden.
I mean, I guess we could just briefly bring up the news. You know what I mean? Of course, if you're a Walking Dead head and you're watching this show, you probably know more than I do about what's happening in the world because I work and stuff. I just got back from St. Louis over the weekend, so that's why things are kind of crazy. Yeah, watched the ball game. Got to see Pujols and Yachty for the last time. Anyways,
historic night.
Yep. And I mean Wainwright too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Wainwright's a legend in his own right. It's just not Pujols and Yachty. Anyways, so we've got Tales of the Walking Dead that we is going.
It's happening. It's over now.
I think it's over now. We don't really watch the other content. I am gonna watch Tales. I just haven't yet. Work has been crazy. Have you watched Tales or any of it?
Yet because when you told me Thursday that Walking Dead was coming back, I was like, oh, I have to make some decisions then.
So many other things on right now.
But I plan to. I might probably try to watch one a day over this next week, because they aren't too terribly long. So yeah, it's reasonable, and by the time Saturday rolls around, I'll be done. So
Word. So we did get confirmation. Carol is not the Daryl Carol show anymore. It's the Daryl show.
Yep.
Still getting the Maggie Negan show.
Yep.
And we are getting a Rick Schoen
miniseries
miniseries to clean up their plot, their storyline. That's really the main thing I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like,
depending on how the show how they end the Walking Dead Prime, depends on how everything else will play out for me, I guess.
Yeah, like if you continue watching what's going on, because I feel like if they're smart, they'll lead right on into it. Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Daryl getting his own show at the end of this is just a testament to Norman Reedus and how well he's done the character.
Yeah.
Because that is only a show character.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, the fan favorite. Being a fan favorite really helps with that. What were you about to say?
Oh, I was about to say, I don't really watch Fear or any of the other universe stuff. Have you? Have you caught up?
I have not caught up, but once again, I'm having to hold a wall between, because you haven't watched episode 18 yet, so I'm like,
Oh, shit. So Quin went ahead and watched episode 18 just to be safe. And I didn't watch it so that I wouldn't spoil anything for it. So Quin's like,
it's like,
so we
sit here.
we can do the point. I mean, it's out there. Anybody can watch it, but at least don't spoil it for me.
I will.
I was literally finishing up the episode as he walked in.
Yeah.
Episode 17.
But
so anybody that was watching is now like, yeah, they're not for real. I'm out. Just hang out with us. It'll be fun. I promise.
It'll be a fun ride.
It'll be fun. Just do it.
So,
You've hung out with The Walking Dead for this long. I mean, you obviously don't have commitment issues.
Apparently not. No, you've been here since 2011.
Good God. You lived through the whole Carl and Rick leaving.
You lived through a lot.
Yeah.
Lived through Glenn getting his head popped open.
The 2 seasons of Negan's rhetoric.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's a lot.
The showrunner flip. And,
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even feel like the same show anymore.
It doesn't.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. No. It's just.
It's good that it's evolved and adapted to things that have happened in the show, and like that it can thrive without a lot of the stars that it has lost, and show that we can bring other characters in and develop them and even the show out to where it's not just one focal point of this very popular character, but.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that.
CCTV. Yeah. So, after Rick left, we didn't know what the show was going to look like.
For real. After Carl left, it was like, what happens with Rick?
Doing?
Because the whole emphasis is this family element. And, man, they've made it interesting.
They've made it interesting.
Especially now in Maggie leaving and coming back, and like I feel like having Maggie and Daryl together like really has kind of
some of the
given the show a potential.
Some of the last OGs hanging in there.
You've seen several stars come and go. Man, like the dude that played Tyrese was legit, man.
He was.
Basically, they gave all Daryl. Like, they gave Daryl all of his stuff.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And then,
Aaron is like the new Rick, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, looks like it.
It looks like Rick.
I mean, visually.
But, yeah, where the show is right now, I am enjoying it. It's been a year that we've been doing, like, season 11's been coming on.
For real.
But it's been an enjoyable ride to see them give us this basically 3 separate seasons, because it's the same but different, because each one kind of had its own little tone to it.
Yeah.
Because they were dealing with the Reapers really in the first part. Second part was finishing with the Reapers, then introducing Commonwealth, and now we are full blown.
And not to mention, Angela Kang has her own vision for the show as her own showrunner, and she had to transition into that. You know?
She did. And
with like the intro being an animation now, and it leaning into more stylistic approach.
Yep.
I mean, speaking of the intro now, you can see like it backs up, and you can see Hilltop with the banners that have been taken over by the Commonwealth.
At the end, you see the walkers walking toward the Commonwealth soldiers and Commonwealth in the background. Yeah. So there's a lot. What would you rate this premiere episode?
Premiere episode, I enjoyed it. I feel like there's a lot of momentum, and The Walking Dead shines in the second half. It always has. And I don't know if that necessarily was a Gimple thing or if that's just how they roll. There's a lot of setup in the first half, and then the second half they hit the ground running. I feel like they've hit the ground running. And last episode 16, was a lot of setup with Lance flipping the coin, and like we didn't get an answer on what happened with Oceanside with the coin. So
not yet, at least.
Yeah. So obviously he's out there, being a regional governor. Assistant to the regional governor.
Yeah. So yeah, the last episode, season 16, was very action heavy, because it was, everybody was fighting, started really going on. You had Negan come back with his community and his wife, who is pregnant.
This is true.
And the continuation of that, and Maggie leaving Herschel with Negan, and
kind of cementing their bond.
Yeah,
it's a complicated relationship, which is interesting. They're the odd couple of The Walking Dead.
They are. Super happy that they're not gonna lean super hard into Negan and Maggie being like an actual thing. Yeah,
that couple thing. I hope with the new wife and child that they've nixed that whole
thing. I super hope so too. No, that's weird.
They almost kind of had a little moment with Daryl and Maggie there, but I mean they're going in different directions on different shows. That doesn't mean they won't cross paths. I mean, I feel like, we know that Negan and Maggie are going to Manhattan, and I'm interested in that because I'm kind of hoping it's like an Escape from New York type thing, where you've got the little pockets of gangs and the walled city type thing.
And that's kind of what I'm hoping. Like they give like a seg. I know they have to deal with everything, but like if they deal with, so say you got 8 episodes this season, say this episode to episode 7 of the end is all them dealing with Commonwealth, then the 8th episode is just like the epilogue / setup for all the spinoffs.
Yeah, because they got to close it out. And flip it. They got to springboard the new stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm hoping, but I also think that
I wonder if they're gonna do like they did with this one, with this gap. Excuse me, where they're gonna leave an openness with Negan and Maggie and Daryl, or they're gonna go like, oh well, bye, and they walk off into the sunset, and then they start their show. Or are they gonna leave them in some kind of mayhem and in episode 1 pick up
right where they left off of their show?
Yeah, open hot with it.
Yeah, they could do that too,
because they could go. I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan has obviously become a big influence in the show, having come in where it's just another big bad and has been here for several years now. Yeah, and is really, really invested in the show. So I'm curious to see where his show. I mean, him and Lauren Cohen have been friends for a long time. Back with Supernatural, and they've done the Batman movie or Batman v Superman, or they were Bruce's parents.
Oh yeah, they were Bruce's parents. Ooh, they were.
Yeah,
that's sad.
So I mean, they've been friends for a long time in real life. So to see them do a show together, they've got a really good chemistry, obviously. Mm-hmm. I'm curious creatively where they're going to take it. Yeah. Like, because they could do a whole different feel.
Yeah. If they want. It can be a lot of different things.
Yeah. I feel like Daryl's show is going to be like a kind of like location of the week type thing where he's traveling through.
I was about to, well, no, yeah. Mandalorian, but with zombie apocalypse on Earth.
Ish. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you could definitely go the whole wolf cub thing with Daryl.
Yeah.
Give me Judith on the back. Oh my God! But Rick and Michonne are coming back. So.
Yeah.
We got to have that.
Gotta see how that turns out too. Yeah. And there's just a lot of things that are going to be happening after this show wraps up.
So much setup. Like in the teaser,
and
Daryl has Rick's gun in the teaser.
In the teaser, he definitely has it.
So, lots of setup happening. There's so much that can happen this last part of the season. Because we know what happens in the comics. Mm-hmm. Sebastian kills Rick. So yeah, who is going to be that person, and who is going to be?
So the thing that keeps resonating with me. Well, two things. Two things that keep resonating with me. One, beginning of all this, Angela Kang. I remember where they said it.
Sorry, go ahead.
They said that this is going to deviate from the comics. It's going to be its own ending and everything.
They've said that, but they've interpreted things,
taking some elements and tying a little knot and be like, it's a different thing. Gave us a Celtic knot instead of a monkey knot. It's fine. And then second thing, I think the little vignette that's at the beginning with the person talking over, I think it's someone in the future talking.
I was just thinking that's what I was like, I bet that's the old man Carl thing. That might be Judith telling the story to her children.
Yep.
Oh.
So,
speaking of, shoot, I just went blank on her actual name. The girl who plays Judith. Mm-hmm. Anyways. Dude, she's growing up quick.
She is.
I saw, I'm following her on Instagram, and I was like, wait a minute. It's okay. Then I had to remember, I was like, okay, she's probably older than she's playing.
Yeah.
Which, a year or two, but being 12, the difference between 12 and 14 is huge.
Growth spurts, yeah.
Yeah. So she was 13 playing 12, and she's hitting 14, 15 now. Having this season go...
as long as it has.
Yeah. Showing over a year, then, man, she's gonna turn around and be 16.
She's gonna be a full adult by the time.
She's gonna be grown man Judith.
Yeah. She'll be a grown man.
You go to our website and get that shirt.
Woo. Yes. See.
That is an original quote by Quin himself.
Hi. It was very fun to say a lot, and
we're still saying it.
It still flies. It does. I'm really hoping that as this last little bit goes on, we get that more of grown man Judith, because she's been kind of in the background as kind of being a kid for a little bit.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Hello from Ukraine.
Pavnashi. I'm sorry, is from the Ukraine. So hey, man.
Hello.
And I'm sorry for what's going on over there. Hope you're safe.
Be safe. But yes, trying to think what else I forgot to say.
I'm sorry, Grown Man Judith.
Grown Man Judith. She's been in the background a lot this season, and I kind of hope that they have given the kids a little bit of a platform here and there, but nothing like when the flood and stuff was happening. They kind of got a chance to do that, but then once they got to Commonwealth, they were like, whew, ice cream. Well, I'll take that. Thank you.
Right. I really noticed this episode how old Kaylee... Is it Kaylee Fleming? Kaylee Fleming? Is that right?
Perhaps. It sounds right.
The Judith actress. How old she's getting. Because I was like, wait a minute. She's like a whole different size than last time I saw her. Like you could tell like the maturity in her face. I was like, and she's still playing 12. And I was just like, wait a minute. Like this.
It's like when Carl was growing up.
Exactly. Yeah.
This showed up man came to work one day with a full mustache. All right. Sorry, hold on, let me read the line.
he was growing his hair out, and one day he pulled his hair back, and it was like a full beard.
Dad, it's my 13th birthday. I want pudding.
That was actually a nice time with Carl, with the whole pudding and him struggling to go through his puberty years as like challenging his dad and stuff. That was a nice little time.
It was. Wait, what would you rate? Did I say what would you rate this episode?
Oh yeah, you did, but then I didn't. Oh yes. So like rating MCU shows, which a lot of people from The Walking Dead are in the MCU now, so I'm just like making that segue.
Yes.
Watch our shows on Thursday nights, 9:30ish. So like rating MCU shows, it's easy. Well, there's a lot of MCU, but there's a lot of Walking Dead to compare against itself, and so I think that's one thing people kind of get hung up on, and I know I do. Talking about The Walking Dead is like how great it used to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My favorite parts, but it was like so long ago and a whole different show and a whole different time, and I mean, you're talking about like the rise of streaming in the middle of this thing, where in the beginning it was like the biggest show on television, and streaming was like not something people really took seriously.
No.
But now it's like that's it. That's everything. And so of course having to kind of shift gears on like what sells in streaming isn't necessarily the same thing that you can do on the classic week-to-week thing.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing week-to-week, like right now we're getting an episode a week early than television. It's a weird time for that.
And I think that's just to promote the AMC Plus app.
Exactly. So it's like it's weird, and we're getting the opportunity, I should say, for a whole lot more content, because on streaming you can do tons of shows than you ever even had time for a time slot back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
and you can
a lot
just
of room
drop
to grow.
them once, yeah.
And so I'm kind of taking a more laid back approach to The Walking Dead, where I used to take it more seriously, and I'm kind of letting it be its thing. You know what I mean? We're sitting here at the end, and we're going to reminisce about what it was and what it is and what it could be still, because there's they're still pushing forward.
Expanded. They're creating an actual universe officially.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about, you remember, like they've kind of tried to get it off the ground for a long time. I mean, we've obviously got Fear that's still going.
Yeah. And
tying in, and there's more. There's like a spinoff of that spinoff in the works, and there's like 5 other spinoffs or something. It's crazy. But remember when they used to do, before streaming, they like in the commercials they did like these little clips of like people in the airplane
episodes,
in these like little mini movies type things, where like those
are cool.
Yeah. And now like our little mini things are Tales of the Walking Dead. It's like a full on show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with Terry Crews, Olivia Munn, and all these big stars, and we get to see more of
other
Alpha, back in the day. It's like, it's crazy.
It's
I mean, it's kind of crazy. We live in a world that it's like, oh, you guys want more content? Here you go.
Here we go. We will turn the wheel and crank it out for you.
So, I mean, I would say rating the episode. I know, wow, we were like 45 minutes in. Not really, because anyways, the beginning was going. I'm gonna give it. It hit the ground running. I think I'm gonna give it like an 8 or a 9.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.8. I
was about to say you're gonna hit it right in the middle, aren't you?
I thought it was a good episode. It did hit the ground running. There was a lot of moving parts. Things are set up. Things are definitely happening. And
people are falling into position. We're seeing where Mercer is landing.
I feel like we got a good idea where Mercer's landing. So let's start there. Mercer, Rosita. That conversation that they had in the Jeep after she was there. She was at the protest. She was like, "Yeah, burn it down, burn it down."
It's like, where's your uniform? He's like, personal day.
He's like, "Nah, not today. Come on,
I need you.
Suit up." And she like the look the kid gets when the mom walks in and say, "Go do the dishes." And he's like, "I don't want to do the dishes." It's the exact look she had on her entire face, body. But and she went and they were out there talking.
I'm wondering, like, she doesn't fully know about Mercer, does she?
She knows in which way?
That he's like she doesn't know what's going on with Mercer like Carol and Daryl know what's going on with Mercer.
She knows Mercer cool, but she don't want to she don't want to chance it.
I got you.
Yeah,
that felt a little desperate to me. Rosita, hey Rosita, hey. It felt almost like Eugene desperate. He's like, I got you. Rosita's like, I don't need you.
She's like, I got me, but thanks. Oh, yeah.
Like Mercer got shot down. He's like beating around the bush, but still.
Yeah. Because I feel, because he, they're out there in the field, couldn't say anything too open. I mean, everybody's in their own Jeeps or whatever, but he's still...
I mean, Mercer's in those Hispanic women. So. Didn't get to see Princess, but still.
No, at least not. Hopefully we can see more Princess before.
Hell yeah, man. Princess is awesome.
So, but Mercer... He's still playing it safe because he knows he's in a nest of vipers.
He's playing both. I don't think he's playing both sides, but he's a double agent. I think he's flipped, but he knows that he's still got some use. He can be useful in that position.
In the position he's in
before he outs himself.
Yeah. So
that's why he was like, "Suit up. We got to talk. We got to talk."
Yeah. And then they were out
there. They literally ripped a dude whole in half.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And that wasn't the first time. I'm like, bro, y'all need to get better with fighting with, like, close to hand or something.
So, that scene went on forever, and I was like, why don't he just let him go? It's like, then I was like, oh, they're trying to say something, right? This is a metaphor for how Mercer feels. Like, he feels like he's being ripped in half, and he's pulled by both sides. It's like, obviously... It's like it was a little on the nose. Like it was like when it was like a couple seconds too long. I was like, wait a minute. Then it went on kept going on. I was like, oh, okay, guys, okay.
Yep. And the first guy though, they got like torn apart. I did not forget. You didn't realize how many gaps they have in their armor. And I'm like, what is your armor actually for? Is it to give you like a couple seconds to like bounce out if you can?
Like the main parts.
The main parts are covered.
That the zombies or walkers are going for. But they don't help against hand-to-hand combat, obviously. Like Maggie straight up shanked this dude. Like,
But yeah. and they can get in there and just
cover the broadsides, you know.
It gives you enough, I guess, until it doesn't.
Make them look intimidating.
Also that. But yeah, and they then drove off with. They had 50 cal. The amount of bullets that they have is hilarious to me.
Yeah, and they kind of miss like stormtroopers too, because Daryl's plot armor and Negan's was like Daryl. They tried to make it look like he was like fishtailing away there for a minute. I was just like, bruh. Like they're like driving by and like he's just like he's like driving like this close, and they're just like, oh, like bruh. Like, yeah. But he hit Lance again. Apparently Lance is just like he just gets shot. He's shot up. He's getting shot, getting cut off. Yeah, he's gonna be Vader by the end of it. For real. For placing body parts.
Yeah. So he's super evil. He's definitely one of the villains.
Yeah. Thought at first he was just like a greasy type of guy, but like he's crazy.
He is crazy. He is a dicey son of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
That I would
true villain fashion. Gets the scar that reveals his true nature.
Yep. And he's just up there. It's like I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna. You want me to tell you how I got these scars? But yeah. So I really hope he dies here soon, because homie is getting on my nerves of how much you realize of a game of chess he was actually playing. And
yeah, he's Littlefinger, bro. He's basically Littlefinger.
He's the Littlefinger in the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Other than Carol.
Carol is her own little finger.
She is on her own.
Carol's big finger. Yeah. Carol's middle finger.
Carol is. Let me go handle this. And then there's.
She straight up said, like, "Oh, what has this got to do with me?" And Carol was like, "Well, somebody's got to go down for it."
Yeah.
It's like, and I was like, when she said that, I was like, "Smart, Carol." Then I was like, "Oh, freaking Sebastian gets off again."
Yep, he gets off again, like the slippery little wormy baby he is. Mm-hmm. Spoiled, rotten child.
Yeah. Even though Negan put him in his place.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Junior. I wonder, now that Carol is not going forward, she's open game.
She is open game.
Could she be the new Rick?
She could be. Anybody could be right now. There's so many enemies.
I mean, obviously Negan and Maggie and Daryl are gonna have plot armor. I like if they killed Daryl off and the whole show was just like a
farce.
Yeah, I would be like, bravo, man, bravo. Like, you got me.
I'm starting to. I don't know. It could be. It would be a very long and expensive farce.
I wonder if, like, the whole thing, because we talked about this before. It was like if the Daryl Carol show was fake, and it was just to like make them appear to have plot armor, and then it came out that Melissa McBride was not continuing. So I wonder if like it was like falling apart, and they're like, no, it's just her, she's not going. And because I mean, fans kind of got upset with her about I go, you're abandoning us, and of course Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Norman Reedus and the whole lot had to come out in defense of her and was like, look, she's earned her rest. She
gave 10 years, 12, 11 years of this. I mean,
if that woman wants to go do something else, let her do it.
If she wants to go home and just chill, let her do that.
Yeah, let her go live on a farm. Well, not a farm. Sophia, but... Yeah.
She just goes around the countryside as burning farms.
Oh, there's a barn there.
No, and
comes in with a W written on her forehead.
And that's like a thing with all like actors and TV shows and like that do multiple movie series. Like I feel like folks, slight rabbit hole. I will back away very quickly. Like after they have put on these performances for so many years or done so many movies, like even if they just want to like not act for a while, they've earned that. They've because they've gone to Comic-Cons, they've like done a whole bunch of talk shows, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well, that's my girl's upstairs. But I mean, and especially Melissa McBride, who has been like one of the most fan connected cast members.
Yeah.
Like that whole Walker Stalker Con like started out with her doing an interview with them, and it just kind of rolled into other cast members and stuff like that. Granted, we never got that because I don't know nobody. But
yeah.
I guess I could maybe make a phone call or two, but I don't know. I feel weird about that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, hey, do you know anybody? You know what I mean? I know a couple people in Atlanta that might know somebody, but that doesn't mean they do anything for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel weird about it. I need somebody that does that stuff for me because I feel too weird about it.
Understood.
Hi, Quin. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But yeah, all those actors. If nobody wanted to continue with anything else after this, I would be fine with it because everybody has given. Like Andrew Lincoln leaving, he gave 9 years of his life to this show to where he couldn't see his family. Was it 9 years?
Yeah,
he left in season 9. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Michonne leaving because she had. That's not her actual name, but I know that because she's starting to blow up, so she's like has to do other things. Denai Guerrero. Yeah, I was about to say something else. Denai Guerrero.
Yeah. Okoye.
Yes.
It's like that woman is like busy. Like she's writing and producing plays and acting in them, and then also the MCU. Yep. Got her own MCU spinoff show coming.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So everybody, as far as I'm concerned, if all of this just turns out to be a farce, all of it. I mean, all of it, and everybody.
The whole thing. Geffel goes, gotcha.
They've. A giant thank you and enjoy your time off or whatever you're doing next. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said like just let it go. Like I think for a long time there's definitely a lot of people who used to be big fans that are still like that's still a thing, and then when they find out there are other shows and other spinoffs on the universe, they're just like, why? You know what I mean? Because they stopped watching a long time ago, and a lot of people did. But there's a really, really loyal fan base that is still kicking around, that still wants to see more, and that's what that's for, Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people will come back to watch the Rick Michonne miniseries, at least to watch that.
Yeah.
That tie that knot up.
Yeah.
That loose end.
Because in the worlds of TV and movies, everybody loves a good reboot every now and again.
Do they?
No. But a reboot in the sense it's a sequel, I guess. Because I'm trying to think of one. Hold on, give me a minute. Kenobi, there we go.
We're bringing him back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing. It's like you gotta let it go away first.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if this had been like the true end of The Walking Dead, and there's no other reboots, there or spin-offs or anything like that, and this had been like the only show, and it was the real end, that I feel like there would be a lot more goodwill coming out of the woodwork for it.
Yeah.
And be like, man, this show was such a huge part of pop culture. But I feel like if with it having less than it used to be popularity, and still having trying to do more and stuff, not saying that it won't succeed, but I feel like in a lot of people's eyes, it's just like limping along, and it's like just put the lame horse down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't have enough new life in it to keep going. I get what you mean. Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
It's just like letting your best friend turn into the zombie instead of just like putting a knife in their head before they turn.
Oh man.
It's like mercy.
But we'll see. I still feel like the of me watching it, I wouldn't keep watching it or doing this if I didn't enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it jumped the shark with the whole Carl and Rick.
Mostly like, Carl.
When they killed Carl, totally jumped the shark.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't feel like, but that's been out there, is that's the actual reason that Andrew Lincoln left, and he was just like, why? What motivation my character even have anymore? He never cared about Judith anyway. He was always leaving with Judith with somebody else.
Really,
Judith was never meant to be the emphasis or the star of the show.
Successor.
And then when after they realized that they screwed up so bad by killing Carl off, and then they were like, Gimple, you got to do something. You got to get out of the limelight, bro, or get your hand off the wheel.
Yeah.
And then they give him a different position. Then they did the time jump, and it was like, oh yeah, by the way, we still got Judith.
So, I honestly feel like, I wish they hadn't have killed Carl. I wish Carl had just went away, but not in death.
Yeah, like they could have brought him back. Because even at this point right now, I can't even think of the dude's name that plays Carl. Like, he has publicly said, it's like, you know what, I was phoning it in, and I get it, why they killed me off, because I was going to school, and I just wasn't all there, and I just, I took it for granted. And I feel he's got a different point of view, where he might, if he had opportunity, I feel like he might have come back.
Could have come back, yeah. Probably definitely would, especially because...
I feel like, he just needed some time to, just like a little time away.
Yeah, Tom Brady did. And then he thought...
Yeah, because if he would have had a little time away, I feel like Andrew Lincoln would have just been like, we need you. And he would have felt like needed and wanted.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of Carl hate, it was like, just kill him off, stay in the house, Carl.
Stay in the house, Carl.
All that stuff.
Yeah. And then it would have been... Because so then Carl then comes back, but he comes back a little after Rick dies. He finds that out. The dynamics that could have happened with all of that.
Ooh, and him and Michonne and Judith.
Oh yeah.
Looking.
Yeah. Would have been. Oof.
Yeah, and in the midst of all that, the show did suffer as well when Lauren Cohan was gone for a while. Yeah. Who was another rock, cornerstone character.
Yeah. And there's that whole thing with Michonne being pregnant, and then if RJ was real, they were really playing with that mess.
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of letting the fans run with that for a hot minute.
Yep. I'm really happy RJ's real. Michonne's not insane.
That would have been a cool thing, because that's the old Walking Dead is playing with man versus himself as much as man versus each other and man versus nature and all these different things. Because right now, I think The Walking Dead suffered when it kind of got locked into man versus man so much that it didn't really deal with man versus self in the apocalypse. All these things that they're going through, psychologically and their mental health, obviously in the apocalypse. They just kind of the aftermath of what happens to people when they've already had the mental health crisis and failed, and fallen from grace with ferals and whatnot.
So with everything going on as well, they had to get everybody's families out,
Bringing it back around to episode 17.
So, get everybody's families out so that Hornsby, it's Hornsby, I know, that Hornsby wouldn't...
You need to make another shirt with like a strawberry head.
With a strawberry head.
And a scar.
Yeah, I was about to say with a scar on it.
Hornsby.
So...
Flipping a coin.
Because I guess that was the... What was it? What did he call it? Something contingency protocol?
Oh, contingency protocol.
Yeah.
Daryl Dixon. And also,
which is
Pamela,
really messed up.
named B14, and she wasn't playing Battleship. She was obviously like Order 66 or some type thing.
Execute B
or bingo.
Yes, my empress.
Right. She called the stormtroopers. I mean, who are the Jedi in this? I mean, because basically, like, did you watch that that recap I sent you?
Yes.
So what is the recap guy? It's a YouTube channel.
I forgot the name of the YouTube channel.
Like he made a lot of Star Wars references because he was like, and totally Kylo Ren, and you know, it's about Leia when you know, the Reapers and everything. She Kylo Ren.
She did.
So.
Oh.
And of course, you know, got the stormtroopers, and like, there's actually kind of a lot of Star Wars parallels going on. But
yeah, which is really interesting. I mean, if it works, I ain't gonna lie. But that's kind of what it is. I think so. What's about to happen now is gonna be their spin/twist on all-out war, which is with, you know, the civilians, everybody coming to a head. We've seen at the very beginning of the season where they came across the mural of like them eating the rich, literally.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
Way back when they were in the subway.
Right. Yeah.
And so and them playing on a lot of those themes of. Which some of it kind of applies to some things today, where, you know, you got that select few who are in charge, and Commonwealth is not a democracy. It's not an oligarchy either.
No,
there's a word for it.
It's fascist.
It's fascist.
I mean, she's basically.
Would you say it's a monarchy?
Not necessarily a monarchy, because she's the governor. She's the like. There's a they've named it, but I can't think of it.
It's not a dictatorship necessarily. Ish. Because I mean, so
because she's basically like, they're not voting like who wants to like.
No.
You know, they're not having elections.
It's handed down. Because her grandfather's the one who started it. He was the president, the last president of the United States, or a president. He may be the last president in the show. And then once he passed, he handed it to her. And then she's most likely going to hand it to Sebastian.
Yeah. I think her husband was a senator or something, right?
I believe so, yes. So.
So yeah, I mean, it's basically feudalism, where I mean,
it is that's
feudal
probably
system almost.
That's probably the closest one as a feudalist nation. Yeah, because table. Because you got, oh snap.
But at the same time, she's also able to call in. Like her state-run military, and lock people down.
You can also do that the feudalist thing. You know what I'm saying? If you a shogun, I mean. So yeah, that. But like no one's, and then, you know, with the shady. I think what was clouding my thought process on it is like the shady underbelly. That's like there, but only if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is fine, and that's what everybody's like outraged about.
Authoritarian for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do more research. We'll have it for you next week.
Yeah.
Well, so because they have a free press, well, a free-ish press.
Yeah, I would go with authoritarian because she's basically a dictator. She's basically a dictator is what it boils down to. Because I mean, even Putin has fake elections.
Yeah.
Like, they don't. It's just she's just a legacy.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're gonna give her the ball. Mm-hmm. And let her run, but you can't.
Yeah, but
really...
there are authoritarian regimes that, in like the Middle East and other places that are basically the same. It's like a family that runs things, Because she fully expects Sebastian to grow up and take over.
Grow up, Junior. But yeah, so all this happened because at the end of the second part, at the end of episode 16, Max was able to get Connie the information about all the folks that went missing, and so you got all these folks protesting. You see an eye for an eye sign. We want justice. I want Sebastian's head in my hand yesterday. And it's just kind of what everything that was normal quotations is starting to unravel, and because of that, then you're starting like the illusion of the old world is starting to break. And once it completely does, it's like we're right back where we started. Yeah,
because I mean exactly. There's chaos, and to the point where is it the volume of the riots that are bringing the walkers, the herds?
I would have to say yes, because they're going for like hours and doing it.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I would assume even like the business of everyday life would also just like the people talking and going and keeping a normal volume, like that it would be loud. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, shouting is one thing, chanting and stuff like that, I guess, but I mean, I imagine they deal with herds and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
But this is like a mega herd, right?
Yeah.
It's like
it went back for a little ways, and it was able to, for whatever reason. Still don't know how that Jeep flipped. Don't know what they did to make that Jeep flip.
Yeah.
Cause unless there's some underlying things we're not seeing just yet. But
yeah, because the word is that we're gonna start seeing like running ones and stuff coming up here soon.
Interesting.
Things that we've been saying for years. Why don't we see the virus evolve? Apparently, we're gonna start seeing that because that's what viruses do. We know this, having gone through a major pandemic.
Yeah.
What booster are you on?
77. They'll give you a free icy after the 60th one.
You just get your punch card.
So yeah, it's a lot that can. A lot of threats are gonna be kind of like running all at once. So
yeah.
But the episode ends on a very strong. I'll say strong note. No.
Yeah.
I laughed. I ended on a very funny note because it was like one of those things of we got the drop on them. No, we got the drop on you. Psych, we got the drop on you. Drop them. Then three more guys come in. No, we got the drop on you. Really? Because we got the drop on you. Ninja shows up. We got the drop on you. Is that everybody? Jeff, I'm stuck.
Get out of the box. Arm reaches out to somebody's calf with a knife.
I got the drop on you. All right. Everybody has the drop on everybody. Nobody move.
It's a draw. But for real though, when he was holding that knife up to Hornsby's throat, like Hornsby was like, like dude is losing it, man. Like yeah.
Yeah, he's. Oh man.
He's out there.
He is.
And I thought that he was like a Littlefinger, but Littlefinger wasn't mad. He was
calculated.
Very cold and calculated.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what Lance was going to be. And it seemed that way. But now that things are unraveling, he's also unraveling.
Yeah. As his little, what are they called? The dolls inside the dolls.
Oh, the Russian dolls.
Yes, they're just called Russian dolls. I thought they had a different name. I'm
sure there's a fancy name for them.
Okay. But yes, the Russian dolls. As the Russian dolls keep getting popped off and taken out, then you realize how, like you said, how loony of a person he actually is. He's made this nice little neat nest egg of like, I can do the things.
Russian nesting dolls.
Nesting dolls.
Yeah.
I can do the things that I like to do here, and no one's going to ruffle my feathers or yuck my yum or stick their finger in my pudding.
I thought you were going to say something else, my man. Sorry.
So yeah.
But he still got his little, I guess CIA wannabes running around
somewhere.
Like his little operatives.
Yeah.
That are working, on his behalf while he's gone. That aren't. I mean, they're basically they're Team Lance, even though things are not going well. Like nobody's turning on him. They're his eyes and ears out there. His hands and feet.
Apparently. Don't know why.
Yeah, because even though, even in the teaser, where it seems like Pamela did take Carol's advice, and they have, which is odd, because, like in the teaser, like of what's to come, we've literally got the standoff happening, and Carol walks in and it's like, wait, what? Like that timeline? Is that how it works out? Like, really? It's like, this really is a soap opera. Then they tie Lance up, and Pamela is there with Carol, and he's like, you are not even a player. It's like, yeah, I'm totally a player.
Sitting there rocking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if he pulls out lipstick like Steve Buscemi's character in Billy Madison at the end.
I'm so pretty. You're so pretty.
And then he just starts like, damn, where I got these scars. It's like, you didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. So
maybe Lance and not so much Sebastian will be the one to kill someone. That would kind of flip that one on its head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got, depending on where people land going forward, because we've got Yumiko, it's pretty close to Pamela right now. Magna doing a thing. We've got Carol in a place of position, a place of power, pretty close to Pamela right now. Negan, obviously right in there too. Daryl and all them are off-site.
Yeah.
But we've also got Eugene, who there for a while seemed like he was going to be in a crucial position. But we didn't see him this episode at all. So he's just out. Him and Max are doing their thing. They're writing novels.
Writing novels.
So I'm wondering if Connie maybe would be in a position, because she's got Pamela's already on to her, and then of course Yumi and everybody else is like, I don't know, maybe. So who knows? Maybe she gets upset with Connie, and Sebastian thinks he's doing his mother's will and helping, and kills Connie. And then Daryl kills him. Daryl has to go on the run, and that's the Daryl show. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I'm speculating. This is fun.
Yes. Did you have anything else?
I can't think of anything else. No. Just like we'll see how it plays out.
Yes.
I really wish there was like more. I guess I know we're going like a stylistic approach and we're doing less realism type thing, but like just like that moment, I like the interactions with the characters, like all these little clever lines and everything. But like the whole thing with Carol, like walking up with a map, and she's like, there should be a door here, and then it shows the wall, and there's obviously
a door there.
Yeah, I'm just like, Carol's not that dumb. No. Like, had they like come, like the camera work had like come from a different angle, and you could just like barely see it until we're like right up on it, and or at least you know, like movie magic it, you know, like that would be different, where she's like feeling for it, and it's like, up there it is, or something. Instead of just walking up and be like, where's the door? Oh, it's behind that plant that you can see through. It's like, okay, bro. And Negan, too, just sitting there like, you know, like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Melissa McBride are just being the best actors they can. And they're just like, I don't know, man. Where's that door?
There's a door somewhere here.
It's like, come on. Like you could do better, you know.
Yep.
They're working on those spin-off shows.
We'll see what happens.
They're just having too much fun. It's wrapping it up.
It is the end.
And with that, I mean, do you have anything else?
I do not.
I don't have anything else. It is the end of our show also. We talked about speculation, things about to come, and the next episode. Next week, we will talk about episode 18 and 19 will be out by then, so we will talk about both to get us caught up. So, yep, we've got, man, all of this is the origins. All of this has already, like, happened. I don't know if we're still getting Dead in the Water, though.
What was that one?
That's a spin-off of Fear that's basically kind of like the submarine type situation.
Oh. Okay.
And there's supposed to be like a comedy, like Lower Decks, Rick and Morty type thing, because, you know, Scott Gimple is all into Rick and Morty and has been for a while. So that would be really funny. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's what we got. What is this? Okay, so yeah. All right. So we are back. Hope to see you guys every week. Thanks for joining us. Hope that you will join us live every Sunday night, Central Standard Time, 10 o'clock-ish. And please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so you know when we drop new videos, when we go live, and all that fun stuff. So yeah. Don't forget to check out the website at www.broken.pictures.com. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.